Good morning friends. Today we will be discussing parenting, which is the most important part in anybody's life. Being parent, we understand, comes lot of joy and lot of responsibility. We as parent try to give maximum best we can afford or provide to the child. But what we are listening or what we are understanding from majority of the parents is that they do not know what is good and bad for their child. They are investing time, effort and money on the child, but they do not know whether they are putting it in right direction or not. And of late we are seeing majority of counselors, doctors, psychiatrists are helping parents as well as children to achieve what they want. And in one among those companies, we have Brain Buddy. And I am very happy to say that today we have Mr. Sunil Arora, the director of Brain Buddy, with us, who will be taking on our direct questions on being parent, being counselor, and how he can help us. Sunilji, I would like to know what a parent should do in this challenging atmosphere. Or my mood question is, what is parenting?
Very valid question, Manishji, I must say, because parenting is, as you rightly said, is the most enjoyable act. At the same time, it is very demanding one. It is very responsible. It is an act which is full of responsibility. Parenting to me is just like farming is. The basic job of a parent is to first understand the nature and then nurture it accordingly. Just like a farmer, he first understands the nature of the seed and then cultivate it accordingly to get the desired outcome from the seed is. That's what a parent is supposed to do. That's what parenting is all about. First, we need to understand the nature, the strength and weaknesses of our child. We need to understand their characteristics, their traits, their behavior. And then accordingly, if we parent them, we'll be able to raise a better, a more successful, a more happier child. But what's happening today is we are trying to get mangoes out of apple tree. We are trying to get dance from the same child. We are trying to get education, music, games, all the co-curricular activities. We are looking for robots. We are not looking for human beings. We need to understand it. First, let us understand what is the strength and weaknesses of our child. And if we cultivate it accordingly, we'll get better result. We can't get mangoes out of apple tree. We can't get. We have to, yes, if taken care properly, we will get better quality of apples and better quantity of apples also, but will not be able to get mangoes out of an apple tree.
That's a very nice way to put up things. But I would like to understand from parents' perspective. Still my dilemma is there only. How a parent will understand that his child is a mango or apple? What I mean to say is, what is the strength and weakness of my child? How could a parent assess that?
Well, good. You have caught my apple and mango. The basic is we need to understand strength and weaknesses of an individual, of a child. For that, for understanding strength and weaknesses, first we need to understand the basic working, the basic composition, the basic structure of our brain is. Our brain is basically comprises of 5 lobes: prefrontal, frontal, parietal, temporal, occipital. Prefrontal, each lobe is responsible for a different task, a different set of group of work. That is what brain does is. Further, our brain is divided in 2 compartments, left and right. Left is controlling right side of our body and right is controlling left side of our body. In a layman language, I can say 5 left, 5 right. So my brain is divided in 10 compartments. Each compartment is responsible for a different task. But the difference is the nervous system. We have 120 billion neuron cells distributed in these 10 compartments in a random order, in a symmetrical manner. No 2 individuals on this planet have a similar distribution. There are some areas which we term it as strong, means which are our strength areas. These are those areas where there are more number of neurons, and then the weakness part is where there are lesser number of neurons. Two types of persons does not exist. One, the person with all the strong compartments, because the number of neurons is almost similar. There cannot be a proposition where all the compartments are strong. So one cannot excel in all the activities. The other type of person is who's weak in all the categories, because if there is some strength, there has to be some weaknesses. So but the bottom line is each one of us is intelligent, but intelligent in a different manner. That's what we need to understand. Once we understand that, once we know that this is the portion where neuron structure strength is, the neuron count is more, we can understand that this is the strength area and this is the weakness area. And once we know what is the count and what is the neuron distribution, we can understand the person entirely and completely.
Sunilji, how can we measure that?
There are no medical tests, Manishji, who can measure the neuron distribution. But we have a scientific Nobel Prize winning theory to understand, to calculate one's neuron distribution. And this theory was proposed by Dr. Rita Levi-Montalcini and Dr. Stanley Cohen. And in 1986, they were awarded this Nobel Prize in the field of medicine. What they told us that it all happens during pregnancy. 13th week of the pregnancy, the neuron distribution starts, and by 21st week, it gets completed. This is the time when our nervous system expands throughout our body and gets imprinted on as our body prints. Fingerprints is one of them. Now, this hand, that is my right hand, it is being controlled by my left brain, and these 5 fingers, they depict the 5 compartments of this brain, and these 5 fingers depicts these 5 compartments. So by taking these 10 prints, we can understand what is the neuron distribution of an individual is, and we can measure very accurately, and this accuracy is in excess of 90%. We can understand how a neuron distribution takes place. We can understand that.
What is the right age for getting this test done, and what is the procedure for it?
Well, Manishji, there is no wrong time to do the right thing. But if you ask me the right age of getting this test done, I must say as early as possible. Because as you see, neuron distribution and our fingerprints both are formed 4 months prior to our birth. And throughout our life, neither the fingerprint changes nor the distribution pattern of neurons also changes. So if I get this report done at the age of 5, I can have a understanding where I know myself that much life left, and if I get this report done at the age of 20 or 25, so I have lost that 20 years, I have lost in confusion. So my answer would be as early as possible. But yes, even at the age of 35, 40, 45, we always, when we understand ourselves, when we understand that what is causing us stress, why we are getting frustrated, when we understand the reason, we can always repair that. We can always look out for the possible avenues and get the better of life, best of our life, I would say. Coming to your second part of the question, procedure is simple. It's basically we scan the fingerprints, and then first it is assessed manually by the experts, and then a software generated report is prepared, and based upon that report, usually take 3 days to get the report, and after that a certified counselor from the main body would do the counseling. Usually after the first counseling, after a gap of 60 days, we say to go for another counseling to see what the improvement. The basic purpose of DMIT is not only knowing yourself, but also to improve upon the weaknesses, and at the same time understand once your weaknesses, your strengths, to play upon your strengths, at the same time to improve upon the weaknesses also. So this entire process is followed, this entire procedure is done in counseling. If we may require 1, 2 or maybe 3 counseling sometimes, but the outcome, desired outcome, is bringing a positive change in their lives. And at Brain Buddy, we sincerely believe that bringing that change, contributing in somebody's life, making somebody happy, making a family united, removing stress from somebody's life, That's what we aim at Brain Buddy, and that's what we try our level best to contribute.
It sounds amazing, but I would like to know what all we can know from this report.
This report tells us our inborn strengths and weaknesses. We all are unique. We are having multiple intelligences in varying degree. So this tells me what is my top intelligence and what is my least intelligence. Then this report tells us our correct learning style, how we learn better. This report also tells me my intelligence quotient, my emotional quotient, my adversity quotient, my creative quotient. Then this report tells me my brain strength distribution, my total distribution of the brain, how the neurons are placed. Then this report also tells me the acquiring style, how I imitate, how clear I am. This is what this report tells me. Further, this report tells me the right choice of the courses when I talk of a student who's 15, 17, 18, 20 years of age. Then this report tells me my skill set analysis, that whether I'll be suited for what stream, for what career in my profession, my compatibility with spouse, my parenting style, all these things this report tells us.
Any message would you like to give to parents who are watching this video?
Maniji, I won't term it as message. I'm a father, and I can share my feelings with my fellow friends. And I must admit that I have been illusioned as a father. Like any father, I always wanted my son to do all the activities, to come first in the class, to sing a song, to go for music, and to go for plays and everything. Like any father, I wanted my son to be at top. But then I understand. I never knew it. I never done it intentionally, but my son was stressed out. I just wanted to share, wanted to request you is, let us not stress, let us not kill that childhood. They are intelligent, they are super. We just need to understand how they are intelligent. We have to nurture that intelligence. We have to maintain that childhood. We don't have to compromise on the success, but yet we have to see how we can make our kids happy. I would request all of you is to please look at, don't make your kids a robot. Let them be humans, let them be kids, let them be happy, let them be stress-free, let them be successful. And that's what I wish for all of you. A life full of happiness, a life where there is success, a life where there is no stress, a life where there is happiness, and that too in abundance.
Sunilji, I really thank you for sparing some time and sharing the new perspective about parenting. To all my viewers, it has been a pleasure to understand and know how technology can help us even in parenting. I request all the parents for watching this video, please get your child DMIT tested so that you can understand them scientifically well and understand their aspiration and how to parent them. I really thank Sunilji for sparing your time once again. Thank you.
Pleasure is mine, Manishi.
Thank
you very much. Thank you.